Hello everyone and welcome back. I am as always Inquisitor Aura and this is How to Roleplay in World of Warcraft, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Pandaren Priesthood. The Pandaren Priesthood stands out amongst the recent congregation of priests filling the Netherlight Temple. Unlike the priesthoods of the Cathedral of the Holy Light, the Cult of the Forgotten Shadow, and the Anchorites of Argus, the various Pandaren priesthoods dedicated to the four august celestials, YULON, the Jade Serpent, Chi-Ji, the Red Crane, NIUZAO, the Black Ox, and XUEN, the White Tiger, do not understand, or did not, when the mist that enshrouded Pandaria for 10,000 years finally faded, the light. Yes, Pandaren priests still call on both the light and the void, but they do not serve either. This makes the priesthoods of the August Celestials unique and interesting. Use of both the light and the void in service to the Celestials and the Pandaren people, their understanding of these two fundamental forces needs to be no deeper than this. To understand Pandaren priests, you need to understand two things: how mainland Pandaren priests and their people interacted with the August Celestials, and how the priesthood of the Five Dawns works on the Wandering Isle. First, we will tackle the August Celestials. The August Celestials are four wild gods who defend the temples of Pandaria, located in the Jade Forest, Kunlai Summit, Krasarang Wilds, and Townlong Steppes, from any evils including the Sha, the Yongol, the Mogu, and the Mantid. YULON, the Jade Serpent, is the celestial of wisdom. During Lei Shen's conquest of Pandaria, he mortally wounded YULON with a bolt of lightning, but failed to capture her. The Pandaren secreted her away in an underground cave in an attempt to save her life. In thanks, she blessed the cave where she was kept to help the enslaved Pandaren find the wisdom, hope, and strength they had lost in their forced servitude. In exchange, she requested the Pandaren build a statue of her. YULON remained underground with the Pandaren for a century, slowly but surely dying with each passing day. When construction on the statue finally finished, YULON passed away, but as she breathed her final breath, the statue came to life. Her essence had been transferred, and she was renewed. This set the precedence for her rebirth. Every 100 years, a new statue of Jade must be built so that YULON can continue to guide the Pandaren people. Priests of YULON strive to share this wisdom with the world. While there is always a wisdom to their words, do not mistake them for simple priests. YULON has a fiery spirit, and her priests share it. They will fight when necessary, though they tend more towards mediation. True wisdom comes from knowing what is right and sometimes doing nothing at all. XUEN, the White Tiger, is the celestial of strength. When Lei Shen marched upon Kunlai Summit to expand his empire, he realized it would be difficult to take the mountains, so he issued a challenge. Choose the greatest warrior among you and have him face me in one-on-one combat. If Lei Shen won, the peoples of Kunlai would submit to his rule. If the challenger won, Lei Shen would leave in peace. XUEN took up this challenge. XUEN and Lei Shen fought for 30 days and 30 nights, but in the end, XUEN was crushed beneath the Titan-fueled might of Lei Shen. He was then imprisoned atop the highest peak of Kunlai and forced to watch his people become slaves. Eventually, XUEN was found by Kang, Fist of First Dawn, and taught the Pandaren how to harness his inner strength. Kang, with XUEN's teachings and an army of the first Pandaren monks at his back, eventually dismantled the Mogu Empire. Priests of XUEN are often monks as well, and they fight fiercely. Many serve in the Shadowpan. Strength in the service of others is their guiding principle and how they choose to mend a broken world. For to them, Strength in the service of others is twice as powerful as strength spent on one's foes. Chi-Ji, the red crane, is the celestial of hope. Chi-Ji is perhaps the most peaceful of the august celestials. While his acolytes are dedicated fighters and priests, Chi-Ji himself prefers to observe. During Lei Shen's conquest, Chi-Ji was captured and paraded in chains in front of the despairing Pandaren slaves. Priests of Chi-Ji seek ever to rekindle hope where they go, and often act as healers and medics of the purest form. They often act as mediators as well, preferring, like their master, to speak before committing to fighting. Live every day with hope in your heart, and in doing so, you create the future you dream of. And finally, there's NIUZAO, the Black Ox, and he is the celestial of fortitude. During Lei Shen's conquest of Pandaria, NIUZAO found himself surrounded by countless thousands of Mogu. These Mogu appeared to be real to the Black Ox, but were, in fact, only made of clay. Even though NIUZAO could have easily smashed his way through them, he believed them to be alive, and was afraid. Lei Shen capitalized on this fear, believed to have been brought about by the Shah of Fear, who could make someone afraid to act even if victory was certain, and shackled the great Black Ox. Priests of NIUZAO are often stubborn to a fault and ready to face conflict with eyes wide open. They are staunch defenders of the weak and the afraid, lending their considerable strength and fortitude to those in the greatest need. Physical strength is developed without, but fortitude comes from within. Most mainland Pandaren priests are likely associated with one, if not more, of the august celestials, though now it is more than possible that they could have joined the established churches within both the Horde and the Alliance. Wandering Isle Pandaren priests, however, go about things a little differently. At the Temple of Five Dawns, currently inhabited by the monks after the destruction of the Peak of Serenity by the Legion during its first prodding strikes into Azeroth, there is no set, specific religion. The priests of Five Dawns instead seem to be the tenders of the four elemental spirits that dwell on the island: Huo, the spirit of fire; Shu, the spirit of water; Wugo, the spirit of earth; and Dafeng, the spirit of air. As Pandaren from Shenzhen-su, having no set series of beliefs fits well with your more adventurous natures. After all, you are descended from those Pandaren who struck out past the mist enshrouding Pandaria in search of new lands and new experiences. However, now that the Wandering Isle is all but inaccessible to you, unless you happen to be a monk, the Temple of Five Dawns is a structure that is fixed firmly in your past. With Pandaria open, unhidden, many Isle Pandaren may have chosen to take up the ancient practices of their forefathers and have embraced the august celestials once again, or perhaps they too, having no belief structure, have joined the Church of the Light. Whether you are from the mainland or from Shenzhen-su, one thing remains the same for nearly all Pandaren in the priesthood. Until the mists parted, you have never heard of the light, even though it is entirely possible that you have been using it the entire time. The light and the shadow, as ideas, as primal forces, are things that the Pandarens simply had no concept of at first. Sure, they understand about healing magic, and they're well-versed in the evils of the Shah, but they know very little outside of this. In fact, it is believed that the Pandaren that can utilize the light and the void do so with a natural skill very few other races can boast. Having no sense of purpose outside of helping their people and keeping them safe, it's little wonder why the Pandaren can master the light. Remember, the light's only requirement for using it is conviction, and Pandaren, both mainland and Isle, have a conviction like iron. A Pandaren will always fight to protect their friends and families and homes, so it's no surprise the light comes easily to them. The void, too, comes naturally to them. Having to live constantly with the threat of the Sha, mainland Pandaren learned to recognize early the signs of Sha possession. Some priests could have succumbed in the past. Others may simply harbor powerful negative emotions, binding them to their iron wills or controlling them through meditation, practice, and study. Living on a continent where your darkest emotions can manifest creatures of pure hatred, fear, despair, anger, and doubt, remnants of an ancient being with a deep connection to the void, encountering and overcoming the shadow is an inevitability. This is less of a concern for Isle Pandaren, as Shenzhen Su possesses no dark history or brooding voidkin. Pandaren priests come in all shapes and sizes and creeds, but one thing is universal. All they do to protect. They are natural born wielders of the light and shadow, sworn in the service of their people and their homes. They are unique amongst the priesthoods of Azeroth and are welcome amongst their light and shadow-sworn brethren. Well, that is going to be it from me for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to comment below and don't forget to subscribe. I also have a Patreon. The link is in the description box below, as well as up in my channel header art. So if you want to help me improve my video quality, make sure you stop on by and donate. Remember, your donations go directly to things to improve the quality of my videos and may lead to more videos per week. Anyways, guys, thank you again so much for watching. Have a great week, have a great weekend, and I will see you again in Azeroth.